Hi everybody, it is White Witchly here, and I'm going to be doing a reading on just some guiding energies and messages for, how to get through whatever you're dealing with and kind of where you need to focus in your life right now. So, I know it's been a while since I've done a video. I've had a lot of big changes in my life. I've moved across the country and I've just I've fallen out of my practice a bit, and I've suffered for it personally, so I'm trying to get back more into my practice and my tarot. And so we're starting up the YouTube again. So I do have your 3 groups here set out. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I don't like to shuffle my cards because I like every group to have a chance to get any of the cards in the decks. So we have our 3 stones set out to represent our groups. We have group 1, which is the amethyst. Oh, sorry. We have group 2, which is going to be this one. And we have group 3, which is going to be the rose quartz. So amethyst, group 1, group 2, and group 3. So I'll just let you kind of decide which one you want to choose as your group, and know that you can choose more than one, but try to focus in on one. And we all know that, because this is an online reading and it's meant for a wide group of people, that not everything might resonate with you personally. There might be some specific messages in there for someone else that doesn't fully fit with you, so just take what resonates with you in your reading and kind of discard the rest. And this is just for fun, and maybe none of these messages are meant for you, who knows. So if you've had enough time to choose your group, we will get started with group 1. So if you chose the amethyst, this reading is for you. So let's dive in. So your first card, Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. And then we have our tarot. We have the 8 of Cups. We have the 4 of Cups. And we have the Page of Wands. Okay, so there's definitely some reoccurring elements here. We have the time to dive and 8 of Cups and 4 of Cups, so a lot of water energy, but also this character diving down. So you're kind of guiding thought and force right now is to really delve into yourself, into who you are, your thoughts, your feelings, what's going on below the surface. Dive down and really get to know yourself. It's time to pull inward and really explore your feelings, your emotions, what's causing them, why you're feeling the way you are. It's all about self-exploration. But at the same time, you have the 4 of Cups, which is kind of a reminder to not get caught up in yourself and your own reflection. And, while you're doing this deep diving, to not get so lost in yourself, and just kind of accept who it is, and not to really focus or on the negatives or the positives, and just kind of see it as it is, and don't get so lost in yourself and what you want to be and what you're trying to be, and just kind of accept who you are. And and then we have the Page of Wands, and that is kind of a call for action and being brave and pushing your boundaries a bit, and maybe taking action on some of the things that you've been putting aside, and not just reflecting on them and getting caught and being sad about it, or that it's taking action on the things that you want to change, on the things that maybe you're not the most comfortable with. Not just get lost up in the concept of it and the thoughts and feelings, but to actually act upon it and let it guide you. So that seems to be your main message here. We're going to draw some charms for you as well. So I have some in my bag here. So you have a couple things. You do have a lot of treasure. You have this old coin, so history and wealth and fortune. You also have this dragon who guards its treasure, and the golden orb, which can also be reflective. So again, reflecting yourself and diving deep, but not getting too caught up in that reflection that you lose other aspects. And also this dragon and this thing, maybe you're guarding something, you've been hiding it from yourself and not really wanting to face it. It's been something that you've kind of held on to and haven't faced, and have maybe not acknowledged or dealt with. So it looks like that is going to be something, and potentially something from your past that's causing whatever emotions that you're needing to explore. Because of this old, we also have this little horse rider, which goes really well with the Page of Wands, is calling for action and facing some of this and dealing with it, and not just sitting on it and reflecting, but actually dealing with it. You have this little OMG charm, which I think could potentially mean that you're going to have some big realizing moments where you really make things fit, and it's kind of reflective, and light is shone on this thing, and you just, everything's going to click for you. You're going to have this big OMG moment. You also have this little frog prince, which can sometimes be that there's something nice and shiny and unexpected in the form of something maybe not so pleasant. Your little Prince Charming in the form of a frog. So something that is maybe not so pleasant is going to lead to something really good in the long run. And so that's kind of the guiding message for you right now, is to delve down and dive in deep into yourself, but not get too caught up with just looking at yourself and acting on it. Make sure that you're not just looking and going, well, that's the way it is. It's a call for action and to deal with this thing that you've been holding on to, and reflect and adapt and move on. So that is it for you, group 1, and we're going to move on to group 2 right away. All right, so if you guys chose this lovely green stone here, you're group 2, and we'll get started with your reading. So your first card, Flamingo Spirit, embrace the in-between. And we have our 3 cards. We have the Wheel of Fortune, 3 of Wands, and Page of Swords. This is a very specific, focused group of cards here. So you have Flamingo Spirit, embrace the in-between. So right away, again with your cards, it's very mirrored. You're in this kind of unknown time between stages in your life. There's a turning point. You have the Wheel of Fortune, so changes, turning points, unknown, fate. Things are kind of in a weird place for you right now. You're coming upon big changes, and you're kind of in between where you were and where you want to be. The 3 of Wands, so this character is up on this precipice and has come all this way, and the next steps are unknown, and they're looking across this uncharted territory, and kind of taking a pause to look at what's to come, and the unknown that's ahead in the wilderness. And then you have your Page of Swords, who's kind of a balance between this dark and the light, and again a very torn person, and another just in between kind of stages. So what I'm getting is right now in your life, you're kind of in this weird place, And you kind of just have to embrace that that's where you are, because you can't rush the next phase of your life. It comes in its own time and its own rate, and you can't say goodbye yet to where you are, because it's not fully behind you yet, and you're kind of in this moment of pausing from where you've been and where you've known, and going to what's ahead and what's coming. And so you kind of, it's just embrace this in-between time, and know that, it's okay to be in this weird in-between, and you can't rush things and go at the pace that maybe you want. You just have to let it come at its own time, and trust that, things will turn out, and that, fate and the stars will lead you to where you need to go if you just trust them and settle and rest, and have faith that you're on the right path, and that everything will come to you in its own time. So I'm gonna draw a couple charms for you. Okay, so there's a couple interesting things. Secret, that could potentially be your future. You're this in between, this unknown, what's coming. It can't be revealed. It's coming in its own time. It's secret from you, but you have to trust. Like, I'm not 100% sure on what this like one is, but potentially it's just, be like the flamingo spirit, be, just like where you are and appreciate where you are, potentially. We have this little fairy, which is innocence and childhoodness, and potentially this is, because you are in such an unknown phase, and you're about to start on a new part of your life, this new turning point, this new beginning, this, almost like a child, like it's a new phase of your life. You're starting over. It's something new, and childlike wonders coming. And then you have some treasure charms, which I believe is just good things to come. There's good things coming in your future if you just have faith, and it's going to take its own time, but it's coming. And you have your key. So I think the key is to just, let things take their course, and fate and, your future will come, and it will be unlocked for you at its own time. But right now you just need to rest and kind of, embrace where you are and not push it, and just have faith that things are going to work out and things are coming to you in their own time, and to just, understand that this moment, this pause, this unsure time in your life is normal and good, and where you need to be right now. And I think that's it for you, group 2. So we will jump into group 3. Alright guys, so if you chose the rose quartz, this reading is for you, and you are group 3. So you guys did have a couple extra cards jump out, so we're gonna read all of them for you. 2 extra cards than the other groups. So you have Otter Spirit, You Are Never Alone. You have Lizard Spirit, Dream the World into Being. Then you have the Hanged Man. And you have the Ten of Pentacles. And you have the Seven of Wands. And the King of Cups. These almost feel like 2 different, I'm gonna reorganize these a little bit. These almost feel like 2 different readings. Just with the cards. So the first group we're gonna look at is these ones. So lizard spirit, dream the world into being. And then you have the Hanged Man, which goes really well. And this is kind of calling for a different perspective, and you know, you have this ideal, and maybe, you know, your life isn't where you want it, but you just need to change this perspective, and kind of create the world that you want. So this positive attitude, and dreaming things into being, looking at things from a different perspective and making it work for you. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is a good sign, and reaping you know, your reward, and enjoying your affluence and all that you've, you know, earned. And yeah, and then we have this second group, which is Otter Spirit, you are never alone, with the Seven of Wands, so hard times and struggles, and you're going to be fighting something. But also this King of Cups, which I think is maybe this you are never alone energy. There's some protective energy in your life that's with you and watching over you and maybe guiding you through this hard time. And so, and with this hard time, to get through it, you have to change your perspective and dream where you want to be into reality, and then you'll be able to enjoy, and it will all work out. So I'm getting the sense that you're dealing with something kind of tough right now. You're struggling, you're fighting something that you want, and things aren't going your way. But know that you have this, you know, you're never alone, and you have this protective energy, whether it's a friend or a parent or a spirit of some kind that's with you, watching over you, keeping you safe and helping guide you along. And then a reminder to dream this world that you want, this thing that you're fighting and trying to get through. You have to dream the world into being and create your reality through thought and actions, and maybe looking at things from a new perspective to find a way through this hard time. And things will very much work out for you in the end. You're definitely going to be rewarded for getting through this and creating your reality and getting through the hard times. So we're going to grab some charms. All right. Okay, this is interesting. This, you're never alone, and we have a she that's come up, but you also have the King of Cups. So potentially, whoever this is a woman with masculine energy, or perhaps it's a man with more feminine energy that's with you along your way. You also have this Tower card, which again, this Seven of Wands, and potentially you know, like the Tower Tarot card, you know, kind of bad things are happening, and something catastrophic that's tearing you down. You also have Sing, and you know, potentially this is through your words, through your actions, and to stay positive and those kind of things. You have a Lock, and perhaps this is, you know, is the exact opposite of this. You are locked into your current perspective, into your current mindset, and you're not seeing things the way you should be. You have a couple fortunes that came up. It will take maturity and compromise to manage. So, you know, some advice to get through this hard time, maturity, and you might have to compromise on some things and change your rigid, locked-in perspective and way that you think it needs to be, and, you know, that new perspective. You also have, you will find security in being with a loved one. And again, this is this, you're never alone. You have some kind of person or energy or spirit or someone with you by your side who's, you know, keeping you safe and guiding you and protecting you, and has a very nurturing energy. And then you have a Butterfly, which is all about transformation and this changing and dreaming the world into being, and changing your perspective, and, you know, reaping that reward and breaking free from this negative So it seems like a really good reading for you guys, group 3, and I hope that whatever's bothering you gets through. And so thank you so much, everybody, for watching my readings, and I hope that you enjoyed it and that it resonated with you. And if you want, you can like or comment if you felt that, it was good for you, or if it didn't resonate. So just let me know what you guys think. And thanks.